Hi, I'm Patty with StudioR12 Stencils, and today I'm going to show you how to create this fabulous fall sign. I have my board based black and it's dry. And now I'm going to take my 60 grit sandpaper that's on a sanding block. If you don't have one of these sanding blocks, you are missing out. It is a game changer. So then we are going to be sanding is our cardio, and we're going to go at it. You want to make sure that you keep your lines straight in a row. So if you need to move your board at an angle so that your arm has clearance, if you pull your arm into yourself, then it'll tend to warble and you won't get straight lines and it won't be as pretty. Sometimes you need to flip your board around. And then you can layer your distressing. Now I've got a bunch of paint dried on here. Sometimes that can make a pattern. I'm not minding it, so I'm not going to switch my sandpaper out. Okay. I got one little kind of crooked line right there, so you can sand it to make it not as obvious. And then you can make some random distressed spots. And then after we do our sponging, I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to distress my edges of my board as well. Okay, so let's do the sponging next. We're gonna get out our colors. I've got number 9, 56, and our yellow is number 25. So I got some clean water. I moistened my sponge. I'm also going to keep some clean water that's in one of those honey bottles out so I can pick it up if I need it. And I'm going to just pick up with a corner of my sponge into the color, and then I'll tap it all around. And I think maybe just a little bit more water. The water will make it looser. Okay, and then we'll go up in our two corners, so we're gonna be on this corner and this corner. So we start in the corner and then walk out with the clean edge, and that will give you a nice little fade. And notice that I'm kind of dancing around with it. I'm not doing a straight in a row. I'm turning my hand every which way. Now we'll go into water and we'll go into the number 56, tap it around on my palette, then we'll go in there and just kind of highlight up towards the corner just a little bit. And then we can go in and we can fade that down just a little, blend everybody up. Okay, and now we'll go touch into the water and maybe a little bit more. I like that this just feeds it out in little drops. Pick up some of the yellow. And this has got a strong color to it, so we want to be a little bit cautious. So the way we handle that is we're going to blot it back with the watery side. Okay, and I think let's trail this down just a little bit. Sponge goes in the water. I'm gonna keep that submersed in the water otherwise, or just go wash it out right away. I'm gonna get this dry and then I'll show you what's next. I'm not sure that I'm enjoying how dark it is on my leaves, so I'm gonna give them a little bit more. I'll wring out my sponge, wipe off my hand, and then go give them a little bit more. They faded down on me. And really this gives me the opportunity to layer this. So I can have the faded, really soft ones and then add a couple things on top, and that gives it depth. I made a big round circle there, you can go with the back end of your sponge and just kind of clean things up if you do something like that. And maybe just a little bit of the yellow. And then you can also decrease the pressure of your tap. So I can just lightly tap and that'll make it softer and not so structured. So my stencil does not fit my board. So what I can do is I can take my T-square, and I did this before I started. It was gonna be 1.5 inches. I'm gonna take my ghostwriter and my glasses, and I'm gonna make a line, 1.5 inch line, and then lay this on there, and lay that on there. Now I'll give that a little blob tape, and then check my top. So 1.5, 1.5, okay. And then check for square with the T-square. Okay, that looks good. All right, so we're gonna do 2 coats, 2 kinds of color. I'm gonna move that piece of tape up here because it's wet down there. We've got 2 colors. I've got number 12 and number 79. So we're gonna do 2 different colors of wording. So I'm gonna do the Glad World October in the brighter color, and then I'm gonna do the rest of them in this color. So I'm gonna start with the lower. If you don't have multi-maskers, you need a couple of these, at least 2. Super reusable, over and over, but you need to mask things where you don't want to ghost on stuff. I guess, yeah, Glad is one of them. So I don't want to ghost that Glad word with this other color. I'm going to use a dry dome brush with dry paint, meaning no water in it, and I'm going to use light pressure, and I'm going to always offload on my paper towel. So give it a couple spins. To get a nice soft color for this, I'm going to just swirl. And that's actually going to be too soft. Okay, we're going to take a peek, make sure that we like the color. Yep, that'll do. And now look at how this G drops down in between those 2 letters, the words. Okay, now we flip it around. And now this is why we would need 2, because we have 2 places where that Glad word is in the way. And now we honestly could use 3rd because our world word is in the way. And we just hold on to everybody. Go for a ride. Okay, now we're going to go dirty brush into number 79. So we neutralize and then reload with that color so we get an actual brighter color. Okay, and so in this case, we still have things to block. Now we block the words we've done. If you got these colors on there and they were just a little bit too bright, then what you could do is you could totally sand a little bit on top of the lettering and bring it together. So that is a way to fix things that are not quite exactly where you want them. I really like having little anchor tapes on these to move them around. So I just take a little piece of tape and leave it sticking up so that I can easily grab these and just move it where I want them. Okay, let's take a peek. Yeah, I think I can make them both be a little bit bolder. All right, now let's go on to our leaf. Okay, so our leaf is going to be based in, let's go ahead and base our leaf in this rusty orange, which is number 9. You could go one of 2 ways. You saw my hesitation there. You could base in the yellow color, and then you could do the rusty color on the outside, but I think that's going to make it too bright, so I think I can control the yellow better by putting it over the top of the orange. We're just in to August as the time of this filming this video, but the leaves have already started changing. I'm so excited. I had to bust out a fall project. Okay, and then we'll get that dry. Okay, I'm going to give it one more coat. Okay, I'll wipe out my brush really well and then go get that yellow. And then I'm going to neutralize it and then reload with the yellow. And hit the blow dryer. And then with soft pressure, we'll go right in the middle of that and give it a nice radiant yellow. Then we'll peek. Go a little bit more yellow. Right there in the middle. And we could even, if we wanted to, we could give just a little splotch of this other orange, which is 56, and brighten up some of the tips of the leaves. All right, you ready for it? Let's reveal. Ta-da! How exciting. That looks fantastic. Okay, so now we need to do some distressing. And yeah, okay. So the distressing is going to be right along my edges. If you cannot make them be identical, that is the best. So flip this over. You pull that side in just a little bit more. Check us out. Maybe a couple of stronger little leafy shapes. So I'll get water in my brush, blot that out, and then just smash this brush open. Maybe we can make it be kind of like they're falling. Piling. And we could take our brush, wipe it out, and we could kind of go in and just streak in a little bit of fall color. Carry that orangey color around. Okay, I like it. So let's go ahead and finish this up. I think we're going to go ahead and do wax on it. All right, so we keep a sponge inside our Special Dark. This is Minwax. We have Amazon links for some of the products that we don't carry on our website that you can go to and click on them in the description down below. Okay, so you just rub that on. And Special Dark just has that little bit of warmth right there on that raw wood. See what it did over here? So this is where it's been sanded, and then if I use that Special Dark, I can tone that down so it looks like stained wood underneath. It'll tone the lettering. Just makes everything cohesive. I love this Special Dark wax. You can do a couple of coats. After you get done and it's dry, you can buff it off, and any excess will come away. And wax is one of the hardest finishes that you can get for your products. So pretty. I love it. I'm ready for fall. I don't want to chase time away, but I love fall. It's my very favorite. Okay. And ta-da, done. So this is our finished product. I hope you enjoyed the lesson. There were a lot of good nuggets in this video. Make sure that you subscribe and ring that bell so that you get notified for any future content that we post, and you don't want to miss out on anything. We've got lots of stuff planned.